know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept.
Welcome back to the PJHS News. I'm Kamari.
And I'm Addie.
And we'll be your news anchors for today.
Tomorrow's lunch is chicken and waffles, tater rounds, glazed sweet potato, fruit, and milk.
Happy birthday to Brooke Beaker and Maggie Mantooth.
Attention Junior Honor Society students. If you have not yet signed up for Remind, please do so ASAP. Text PIQUA-JHS to 810-810. Also, next Wednesday, November 10th, all Junior Honor Society members will need to help with the Veterans Day breakfast at the high school. You will be called to the office around 8:30 on Wednesday and will be at the high school for about an hour. Please dress in business casual attire. You will be responsible for making up any missing work. We will have a quick meeting on Monday, November 8th during advisory to go over these expectations.
The first chess club meeting will be held November 10th, and if you are interested in joining, you need to see Mr. Scott in room 212 for more information.
Anyone interested in junior high wrestling should stop in the office and pick up the Remind code sheet. Also, if you have a transportation form, please turn those into the athletic office or Mrs. Wyan. The first day of wrestling will begin on November 12th at the field house.
Next, we are interviewing 7th grade students about demonstrations they saw in science last week.
What happened on the chemistry demonstration day?
So what happened on the chemistry demonstration day was a bunch of high schoolers came into the science lab and did a bunch of cool science experiments.
What was your favorite part of the day?
The time clock one, I think that's what it was called. That was my favorite one.
What happened?
So basically, they used like a bunch of mixtures, I don't know what they were, and basically so they all like started going boom, 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 boom.
What was your favorite part of chemistry demonstration day?
It would have had to have been the rainbow sunglasses, because see, I put it on when the lights were still on and no one else put it on yet, and I saw reality being made out of rainbows.
What was your favorite part of the chemistry day?
My favorite part is when we did the elephant toothpaste and it like foamed out everywhere and it started smoking. That was my favorite part.
What was your favorite part of the chemistry demonstration day?
My favorite part was when they set up the different containers and they all changed color at different times. That was cool.
What was your favorite part of chemistry demonstration day?
I'd say my favorite part was when they brought out the lights. It started to flash. It looked really cool without the glasses.
Next, we are talking to Miss Meese about how you can get involved in student leadership.
I'm here with the Student Leadership Advisor, Ms. Meese, and we're going to give you an overview of student leadership. First off, what is student leadership?
Student leadership is a group of about 25 students here at PJHS, and we work together as a team of students and with my help and Mr. Clark to organize events here at PJHS. We try to promote things like Spirit for Piqua City Schools and for our building, and just try to get our students involved in different activities.
What are some requirements that student leadership students have to meet?
Well, we look for students that are always abiding by our PBIS ideas of being respectful, responsible, and kind, and that includes both in school and outside of school. And we also look for students who are at school, have good attendance, and who do well in their classes and work hard. So those are the qualities that we tend to look for with our students.
And why would it be a good opportunity for students here in the building?
Well, for one, it looks good. So if you're someone who plans on getting into Honor Society here at PJHS or into National Honor Society when you get to the high school, it looks good on your resume of sorts to be able to say that you were in an organization like student leadership. And not only that, but you're learning leadership skills, you're learning how to organize events, which is a skill that's helpful as a student, but also when you grow up in different careers and in college. And plus, it's always nice to get involved and help other people, which is also something we try to do.
What is expected of leadership students to act inside and out of school?
Well, kind of going back to our PBIS ideas of being respectful, responsible, and kind, we want people who are positive role models for others in the school building and also other people in the community.
What does the application process look like?
So these applications will be available outside of room 205, which is up here in the social studies hallway. You can pick up one of these applications. There are some questions to fill out, And remember, you are competing against other students because not everyone who applies can get in. So you want to make sure any answers you put in here really demonstrate who you are as a student and who you could be as a leader and a member of student leadership. These will be available starting today, so if your advisory teacher is okay with it, you can come up to room 205 to pick up an application. And then these are due by November 12th at the end of the school day, and then you'll find out by November 17th whether or not you were accepted, and we will have our first meeting on November 19th during advisory, and that's when all of our meetings usually are, is during advisory, so that might be something to think about too.
And if you make it into student leadership, what are some activities you guys do?
So a lot of the things that we do are the canned food drive, which is coming up here in the next month or so. We also do door decorating contests. We give tours to the 6th graders when they come over to see our building. We have Spirit Weeks, if I didn't already say that. We do some holiday themed activities like for Valentine's Day and stuff like that as well, plus any new fresh ideas that you might bring to our group.
And is there anything else you'd like to say?
We just look forward to having some new members, and we're also looking for both 7th graders and 8th graders. So even if you did not apply last year as an 8th grader, you're still welcome to do so. So come on up and pick up an application if you feel like this is something that you might be interested in being a part of.
Up next is a nurse who knows.
From your toes to your nose, she'll even talk about your clothes or your favorite shows. Welcome to the Nurse Who Knows.
Oh, hey! Welcome to Vape Central, also known as the bathroom. Oh, hello there. Welcome back to the clinic. If you haven't guessed it yet, this episode is about vaping. Gross. Anyway, so let's start by saying your lungs. Pretty important. Without them, you can't breathe. You can't breathe, you don't live. So this is what an x-ray of a normal set of lungs looks like. Okay, right here. See all of that black space? That's how it's supposed to look. This is a set of lungs for someone who has smoked for several years. It's kind of grayish. There's some dead space in there. We don't want that. So that's kind of your introduction into why vaping is bad. It's not cool. I don't know why people think it is. I would stop thinking that based on the following information. It's single-handedly the biggest issue for teens right now. E-cigarettes are more addictive than any other product that contains nicotine. But why are they so bad? First of all, we know that any substance you put into your body has the potential to be harmful. With the exception of a couple of drugs, medications that is, everything you inhale has the potential to cause a lot of damage to your lungs. Also, very specifically, we know how addictive nicotine is. So now if we take something like a vape and we concentrate all of those chemicals into one quick burst, what does that do to our lung function? That's a very easy answer. Damage. Bad, irreversible damage. That means you can't change it. Have you heard of popcorn lung? It is a real thing, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that here in a minute. It's where you overstimulate all of your alveoli. What's an alveoli? It's an air sac in the bottom of your lung. If you overstimulate them and overuse them, they pop, like popcorn. If you don't have your full lung, you guessed it, you can't take a full breath, you don't get all of the oxygen into your blood, you start losing feeling in your toes and your fingers and your nose. You only have one set of lungs your whole life. So actively trying to damage them at a young age seems like a really bad idea. So going to the bathroom several times a day to vape is probably your first sign of addiction. If you can't make it through a school day without vaping, you're probably addicted to it. Do you find yourself, if you go too long without vaping, you're really anxious or jittery, angry or upset, then you're probably addicted to the vape. So then if you're like, man, I haven't had a hit of my vape in a long time because my mom took it or Mr. Albers took it, do you find yourself withdrawing, feeling pretty uncomfortable? Like the longer this goes on, you kind of get insomnia, you can't sleep at night, you get really irritable or mad, you get headaches, even constipation. Nobody wants any of that. So the best thing to do in the first place, don't start vaping. But if you already have, quitting sooner is the best thing to do. If you find that you have questions about vaping, you need help stopping, or you feel like you just have a lot of questions about it and you need maybe some advice on addiction, come see me. We'll figure it out together. But for now, let's kind of explore what your lungs are starting to look like. Okay, so here's a visual representation of popcorn lung. Yes, this is actual popcorn glued onto a piece of paper made with lungs. But as you can see, this is pretty similar to what popcorn lung would look like. So the popcorn effect starts at the bottom and works its way up. So you get all of these popcorn popping sensations from bottom all the way up to the top. So the more popcorn you have, the harder it is to breathe. So anytime you hit that vape, just think of this. So Addie's gonna demonstrate what a healthy non-smoker lung would look like using a paper bag. It expands, it collapses with virtually no effort, just like it's supposed to. Okay, so now Addie is going to demonstrate using this bag what a vape user's lungs or breathing kind of look like. Go ahead, Addie. So it's a little more difficult. And stuff sometimes just kind of comes up. So now Addie's going to demonstrate what a heavy smoker or somebody who's smoked for a long time or vaped for a long time is going to look like. So as you can see, it's a little more difficult. There's not as much space. There's a lot of dead area in those lungs, so it can't completely contract and it can't completely expand. So those are kind of what you're looking at as a future if you continue to vape the way you are, if you try to vape and you like it, and you continue to do it for a very long time. So that's it. That's the Minute with the Nurse Who Knows.
If you do get caught vaping in the restroom or anywhere on school property, for the first offense, it's a suspension and tobacco diversion, and a suspension and recommendation for expulsion for every subsequent offense after that. These are just some of the potential consequences you can have from vaping.
So, not yet. With that, you.